please subscribe to hilarious posts and comments. Thank you. What is the worst example of bad personal hygiene you've witnessed? I had a roommate that would never wipe his ass because he thought it was disgusting to use his hand to do this. While he would normally take a dump in the morning and follow with a shower, if he took a dump at any other time of day he would just marinate in the filth. A group of girls I went to high school with that were friends with each other. Classmates generally described them as greasy and smelly. They seemed to never wash their hair, brush their teeth, and were definitely not bathing often enough when they were on their periods. For those who don't know, if you don't have good hygiene on your period, your armpits and vagina sometimes develop a sour smell. Personal experience. Two grown adults who don't believe in good hygiene. They smell so bad that their bad odor permeates everything they touch or are nearby. The awful stench lingers and never again goes away. They went to a comic store once, and when one of them left the store and walked back in to ask a question, he was asked to get the hell out of the store. There was this guy in my 12th grade math class. He was, I'm talking barely fits through the door fat. Whatever, nothing wrong with that. But once, in the cafeteria, I saw him take out an unwrapped Nutri-Grain bar from under a fold of fat and eat it. Wow. There's something wrong with being that fat. I worked with a girl who I described as smelling like a decaying water buffalo. The first time I worked with her, I thought I was smelling my BO, so at break, I got deodorant and scrubbed my pits and applied new pit stick. Nope, it was her. Another co-worker commented on it. Then another day I worked closely with her. The rotten pussy/yellow teeth with gingivitis BO combo was horrible. Luckily, she had no work ethic and I think she quit because the work was too hard. So glad she's gone. Guy I used to work 911 with. Teeth rotting, missing most of one side of his teeth. All of his laundry reeked like it had been in the washing machine for a week before being dried. The only upside was that his clothes kept all other odors at bay. Part 2, High school English teacher, Mr. White, also called Dr. Scratch and Sniff, had dried crusty semen on his right hand most of the time, which he would typically sniff during slower parts of his lectures. He was an obese man and insisted on sitting on his desk facing the class. He got his nickname from his habit of scratching his groin and then his mustache. I hear he was told to quit after trying to take pictures of a foreign exchange student that was bending over her desk. A few weeks ago I walked into a corner shop and nearly turned round and left. There was an obese guy with a beard that smelled like piss, shit, BO, and that smell you get when you forget to take clothes out the washing machine. When I was waiting in the line behind him, I stood as far away as I could and put my hand over my nose. In my EMS schooling, we had an obese lady come into the ER in an unresponsive state, and long story short, as part of the treatment, we needed a urine sample, so of course, her being unresponsive, we had to catch her. I went in with the nurse to help hold, and the nurse went to clean down there because putting a catheter in needs to be as clean and sanitary as possible. As if the smell when we spread her legs apart wasn't bad enough, the $50 lump of cootie paper certainly didn't make it one iota better. That's probably not even the worst, but I'm tired and hungry and can't remember right now. It was my junior year of high school at a very expensive all-girls pre-college art program. It was my first time drawing a nude and I was a little uncomfortable because our model was an older gentleman. As I'm setting up my easel, I realize I smell awful. I freak out and discreetly sniff my pits to make sure, but, it isn't me. Then I notice every other girl in the room is smelling their pits. We all reach the conclusion at the same time, our model stank. Worse, he did some extremely awkward poses that I now know are not acceptable even as creative stance. Awkward, like using the top of a girl's easel as a prop so he could lean his wrinkly balls unacceptably close to her hands for 20 minutes. Best part, which I didn't find out till later, was that he smelled so foul, girls in the next room over were trying to figure out where the mysterious odor was coming from. This guy I go to school with has the most fluffy, fragrant fro that I have ever had the misfortune of encountering. It's puffy and grody and greasy looking, and he's got terrible dandruff, to boot. You can usually smell him before you see him, and oh god, please just shave your head. Everybody had that one kid in their group of friends who was fucking dirty. There was this one kid who would always hang with the buddies and I before first hour of high school. As usual, we shoot the shit and whatnot, make fun of people who walked by, and I shit you not, every time this damn kid laughed, it reeked of what smells like smashed tonsil stones. Not even fucking kidding. Mind you that he had braces and was supposed to be taking care of his teeth, he wasn't. Just the smell. Every time he opened his mouth, ugh. Rush hour in New York. Trains are packed and late. One train pulls up with an empty car. We figure there must have been a problem with the doors, but they open fine. We all rush in, and the crowd immediately tries to push back out. Inside there is one homeless man with his feet wrapped in rags, obviously in a state of decay. The smell was so appalling no one could stomach it, and he rode alone the rest of the night. One of my friend's roommates has the upstairs bedroom by himself, and he has 3 cats. All 3 cats share a litter box in his room that he never cleans. The whole house smells like cat piss, and I can't imagine how he deals with it as he never leaves his room. He plays video games all day and night and orders food in. All the boxes, trash, and old food stack up around the litter box. How is he not getting sick? Oh. There is also this one guy on my campus who smells of just horrible general unwash. Any class with him in is automatically ruined for the semester, and I go to a small college so the chances are quite high. Every hall he's lived on has left a lingering scent for months. Luckily for him, he found a girl just as foul-smelling as him. We call them stinky couple, not to be mean, but just because it's the best descriptor. And yet I'm still single. Ex-roomie of mine would get days without bathing, then would go to the gym and continue to not shower for a few more days. All this on top of the fact that she worked at a tool shop that always reeked like old tires. After all of these factors, her favorite thing to do was invite herself into my room and plop down on my clean bed. A girl that lived a few doors down from me in a dorm never showered. You could smell her nasty unwashed pussy when she walked by. She would try to cover up the smell with a vanilla perfume. It was horrifying, and now I can't stand the smell of vanilla perfumes. Brings me back to her nastiness. At one of the cell stores I've worked, there was a regular customer who'd come in once a month to pay his bill. He lived in his van with his wife and cats. He never bathed, and I suspect never cleaned out the van. You could smell the ammonia and BO on him from easily 20 feet away, no exaggeration. Super nice guy otherwise. His daughter came in once. She was perfectly normal and clean. I can only imagine it was a lifestyle choice for him. I work in a ghetto hospital, and I've seen everything from some guy shitting in his pants for days on end, to some guy with maggots living under his toenails. Literally see something every night that I gag at. A bit long, but bear with me. Me and my friend were both starting clinical practice in echocardiography, and he got that worst example as a patient. You see, in echo we have to position the probe this way to get a hold of a specific angle/window, apical view. And with women, especially 55-plus-year-old, sometimes we have to dig our way in beneath the breast. Now back to my buddy. An old woman comes in the lab, 60-plus years, and it's his turn to practice. Plus our supervisor's busy writing up a report. So she bares her torso, lies down, and he performs the exam, minding his own until there comes the time when he has to lift the breast to get the probe under it and close to the heart's apex. Although, he's done it a few times, so he's just looking at the monitor and acting automatically, until he hears a squishing noise. His attention drawn casually, he diverts his eyes towards his hand. And that's when his innocence was shattered forever. Beneath the woman's breast, There was a greenish, slimy, moss-like substance that looked as though to have been growing for quite some time, judging by the general unwashed appearance and the foul odor it produced, if you got closer to take a better look at the monstrosity. I've never seen or heard anything like that again. TL, doctor, ladies, wash beneath your sweater puppies every day, in the shower. My fiancé's older brother. He never showers, dear God the smell. If he leaves his bedroom door open the whole hallway and connecting hallways smell like unwiped ass and soured beer. He doesn't shower because he is too lazy to do laundry, which is also why he wears dirty clothes over and over. I don't think I've ever seen him do laundry. Almost all of his teeth have rotted out from lack of brushing. This makes him look like an ex-meth addict, with black smelly, rotting gums. All he eats is microwave burritos and beer, nothing healthy at all. He drinks heavily even though a large portion of his family have drinking problems. The most pathetic thing? He is 26, got kicked out of his apartment because he never cleaned it. There were 6-month-old dirty dishes in the sink that he was just reusing, not washing though. He now lives with his parents, plays video games all day, refuses to care for his 3-year-old daughter, which my fiancé 20-year-old and myself 23-year-old now care for, and his parents have to beg him to do the simplest of chores. Like doing dishes for instance, which the last time he did his father begged him for 3 days to do. Basically he is a waste of space, whose parents have given up on him, and readily admits himself that he is a lazy disgusting fuck who doesn't care about anything or anyone. He just sits in his room playing games, stewing in his own filth. Please subscribe to hilarious posts and comments. Thank you.